Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the Zwift Community Live broadcast of the KISS Europe race out on Watopia for 4 laps. It looks like we are going in the reverse direction right now for those laps out on the Watopia Hilly course. And riders in the A category have just gotten underway, actually. So we'll get right into the racing action for the A category. I believe the B and C and D category are going to be getting going here momentarily as well, unless they start at exactly the same time. We got a rider showing up just a little late, but it looks like she's just barely going to be able to get, well, I'm just barely going to be able to get the avatar into the start pins for her. So we'll be jumping into the C category to follow right along with them as well. They got 38 races, it looks like, showing up for the C category. It looks like we had a solid 35 or the 40 showing up for this race as they're heading into the S's right now. As we look up from above here, this is the section out on course, 2 sections out on course, actually, for sure, where there will be at least riders trying to maybe get away and cause some sort of mayhem. As you can see, this is a series of punchy little climbs that they do go through. And up at the front, we do have Strzinski here, Peter Strzinski out of Poland here, pushing out a solid 4.2 watts per kilogram or so as they head through about halfway through the S's so far. Again, where the uphills take place is always where riders have more of an advantage over the others in order to try and get away and not have that draft take any kind of toll on that attack that you would try and make to get away. And so we do have Jay Bucelato actually here out of Michigan. We did see him for 1 second there. There he is. Good to see him hammering away in the pack right now. 1.4 miles in, it looks like, at 4.4 watts per kilogram, 161 beats per minute. Local mountain biker out of there, actually coming from the Midwest. So good to see him hanging out in game and showing up for the KISS EU race. We also do have C. Smith from Innovation Cycles, it looks like, here, hammering away out of New Zealand. K. Augustine here, a little bit of a hillier course. We'll see if he can hang on from Innovation. Mr. Kyle Augustine, we did see him win out on the Flat Volcano course just, I think it was sometime last week, with a solid sprint. BMX racer originally here, jumping out onto course. So we'll see if the Kiwi can hang on through the climb, as each time up and over the top of the reverse Watopia is definitely going to be the place where people will be absolutely demolishing this field and trying to break things apart. We do have Alexis Luz showing up here. Good to see him coming out of France, actually. Haven't seen him out for some races in quite a while, so it looks like we do have a few racers actually who are starting to show up as it's heading into the fall. You know, we're in the later days of the summer here, and I starting to see a couple of riders starting to pop in here and there who are a mainstay in the winter season for sure. So we'll have to see if maybe we'll see more of Mr. Alexis Luge out on course. Doesn't look like he's racing for that WBR in that WBR kit there. The old WBR kit, though, actually maybe showing how long it's been since he's been out on Zwift hammering away in these races. So it does look like we do have then Bike Point here out of Portugal. Always one to watch out for. 4.7 watts per kilogram currently coming from him as they head through the Italian village. We do have social media integration going on here, boys and girls. If you would like to jump into the race broadcast, we can definitely bring any of your questions or comments through the Facebook, as well as through the our Twitter. Actually, through Facebook and Twitter, we do have social media integration. We'll give you a quick little Tom of Kalen is saying that we should have done XRS. Well, we like to mix it up, and so we cover whatever is in the cards for our schedule for that week. Our schedule is listed over at ZwiftCommunityLive.com or at our Facebook, so make sure to be following at those places in order to see where the schedule is. Wish the video would jump around so much. They need to slow it down a bit, Frank. Frank, I'm confused. Is there something going on with our video? Is our video feed messed up? We are showing a couple of different scenes here, but I'll try and keep it a little more steady for you. Sorry about that. We were definitely just trying to show off a few of the camera angles there, but thanks a lot, Frank, for the feedback. We'll try and keep it consistent for you while at the same time trying to find all of the racers that we can. Pelosi here right along with Bucker and Hazelstead. We do have our Bentley there right along with Metcalf. Jason Busolato, it looks like, all lining up toward the front end of the race. K Salt is here as well from the KRT team, as you can see here, making his way to the front. M. Sinclair then also riding for the KRT team. This is going to be the moment of truth here for quite a few of the riders as they do start to head uphill into the initial reverse Watopia climb. 2.2% gradient here right now, but it's about to kick into the teens here, and it's definitely going to be the moments where riders are going to be thrown into that 5, 6, 7, 8 watts per kilogram. Even we are seeing Busolato now up toward the front of the pack, kicking in about 7 watts per kilogram. Alexis Luge following that up very quickly as well. Gravdal here coming out of Norway. It does look like Bike Point, as we were saying, one to watch out for, but it's going to be Sternfalk now. First one off the front, 7.48 watts per kilogram now as we look over his shoulder. We can see what kind of a gap there might be. Now, power-ups are allowed in the KISS Europe race, and so we are seeing the feather power-ups lightening up all those avatars all around him. Mateus here from Bike Point now on that Portugal, coming out of Portugal, but it's actually the PTZ rider, Argama here, 6.1 watts per kilogram, 167 beats per minute. So he's going to be followed up very closely by Peter Szynski, then Sternfalk from Vision Cycling, and then Melting Man right on his wheels. So now Sternfalk coming right around, though, out of Norway, actually. So watch out for Stormfalk. Haven't seen him in and amongst the races in quite a while. Maybe bringing some summer fitness into these races, though, as he's making his presence known at the front end of the race right now. But at 180 beats per minute, definitely suffering at this point. And we do have, it looks like, we've got Zwift Community Live saying Dave Towley is in the broadcast over at Facebook. Always good to see Dave hanging out at the broadcast for sure. We're excited to get Dave into some of these broadcasts, actually. Cannot wait for that, for him to join us, actually, for a few more of the broadcasts here on Zwift Community Live. We do have A. Jackson here, 170 beats per minute. Looks like 300 watts or so, making this lead group. Let's go ahead and move our way back now and see if anybody is falling off the pace. Augustin here just hanging on from from Innovation. From Innovation here, as we look over his shoulder, you can see that he's the last man to be hanging on, just barely able to claw his way back. It looks like the Melting Man with who else is there? Orgel and then Sinclair as well, all just barely off the back there. As we look down from the helicopter view, there is the chase group of 3 trying to get back on terms with this front group that has made that initial kick up and over the top of the Watopia reverse. So as you can see here, Oxenham, Ephraim, it looks like Luge, Dix, all in this front group, and really starting to turn the screws so that people are unable to grab back on to the racers now. Have all the racers got rid of the general public riders? Looks a lot better now. Adam Owens, yes. So Adam, that is a great question, actually, coming from Adam Owens over at Zwift Community Live's Facebook. So it used to be that the races were in the general population, and so you would start off as an event, but you could still see everybody else around you in the general population that's out on Zwift. You would only see in the riders nearby the riders that are in your race, but you could still see all the avatars and maybe even draft on the avatars that were a part of the general population on Zwift. Now they have a culling feature which actually culls and takes out all the other avatars from the world of Zwift besides those that are part of your event. And so if you ask for it, your event doesn't have to have that. But this is a community organized event that Zwift puts into the game, and they have asked for their event to have that culling effect take place. And so as you can see, as they pop up over the top of their first climb over the reverse Watopia, they do not see anybody else all around the course. Personal best I can climb. Nice job there, Kyle. Good to see that. We'll give him a ride on for getting a personal best up and over the top of the KOM. And so it looks like we may have a sprinter's delight here for Mr. Kyle August. See if he can hang on each and every time up and over the top. I have a feeling that that might have been one of the faster 340. You guys, that's just killing it. They're doing at least 6 watts per kilogram up over the top there, I think. Absolutely flying. Jason Busolato able to hang on here out of Michigan. Solid effort from him now at 154 beats per minute. They're letting those heart rates fall as they make their way up and over the top. We are seeing C. Metcalf, and it looks like K-Salt, and then a couple of innovation boys there, Pelosi, Baker, and Law, all making their way down the other side of the climb now as they form this chase group to try and bring back those front runners that are about 41 seconds up or so. And Kyle's saying 1 lap race, so maybe 1 lap race for him if he's able to hang on next time up and over the top. I think he's letting us know that might be it for the day. Rick Barbera looks like answering Adam's question as well. Thanks a lot, Rick. As well as Jonathan Nalbert there coming through, saying that they do have the ability to purge the racers now. Again, if you would like to interact with the broadcast, you can tweet at Z Community Live. We'll get you a quick little example. Earlier this morning, at Z Community Live did a little promotion there for the Racer Focus we had with Ian Anderson this morning from his point of view. Solid race there from Ian this morning for the KRT team in the KISS Americas. And so if you would like to tweet us, you see that tag to my right there. Well, left on your guys' screen, but you can see that tag at Z Community Live if you'd like to tweet any pics or comments at us, or you can interact with over at the Zwift Community Live Facebook, and we can bring in your questions or comments. I also have open the Mixer and Twitch tab if you would like to interact with us over there as well. We'll try and answer all your questions and comments as much as we possibly can. As I am seeing Wallstrom right along with Rogers, and it looks like Tower is hanging out in the broadcast as well. Good to see you all there. Looks great from here. How's it going there, Mike Haney? Appreciate the comment there very much. I'm probably talking about the different views that we're bringing through here. We do see Orgo here with a little bit of a throwdown off the front there. We're going into the second lap out on course here. 191 beats per minute. Smith chasing down his teammate there, 185 here, trying to get off the front with the other innovation boys. The innovation team does use that Alienware kit, as you can see here. Szerzynski here hanging on. It looks like they're able to close things down. Nobody going anywhere just yet. As we move our way back here, Augustine still hanging in, looking for that sprint, just 151 beats per minute with Fleetwood as well as Sinclair, Busolato, and then the Melty Man just barely jumping back onto the back end of this group. L. Dick's not going anywhere from the WBR team. Actually, World Bicycle Relief still hanging in there, as we do have a lead group, it looks like, of about 11 or 12 riders here. Let's go ahead and check out zwiftpower.com and see what it has to say about where the riders are at with their watts per kilogram for the duration of the race so far. 4 laps, Watopia Hilly is what we are in for. Let's go ahead and read the race rules as well for the day for the KISS races. Zippower.com's giving me a little bit of trouble actually with loading the live race results. We'll see if we can get this to come through here in just a moment for all of you. We are seeing Mike Kennedy saying it's a great new feature with the culling. That is definitely a great feature. Always nice and funny talking to what's going on there with Wallstrom. I wonder what he's talking about there. So Dix now 10 seconds off the back though, was trying to hang on and go back onto the wheel, but it looks like it is curtains for L. Dix off the back, representing the race WBR out on course. So it looks like they are going to drop one more off the back through the Essies here out on course, keeping that speed high at about 23 miles per hour. Gamma here though, and Oxenham 6.3 watts per kilogram up and over the top of this last little kicker out on course. And so it looks like VO2 Evo 2 Max A Jackson for innovation now, letting us know that he's got a solid VO2 max here, 162 beats per minute, still hanging on in amongst these boys. Got the fastest lap as well out on Zwift amongst this group, it looks like here. 11:43. That's absolutely flying, boys and girls. Anything sub 12 is insanity out on Zwift for the orange jersey. And I think the new drafting is actually causing these packs to go crazy fast, because 11:43, even in amongst a group of racers, is just stupid fast. So we're gonna have to see. I do hear there is a lot of pushback from the community currently on the current drafting situation, and I think the packs are traveling extremely fast out on course. So Body Hacker out here, coming out of Russia here, hammering away for the women. It looks like solid effort there coming from her in the D category. About looks like 30 seconds off the front end of the D category, but looks like a solid effort from her right now as the A racers are just catching up to her. Does look like the B category and C category just making their way up and over the top of the climb right now out on their first lap, I believe. I'm going to have to open up our let's see if I can get our feed there from the B and C category momentarily for you here. We just need to get the connection going, and once we do, we should have our C category coming right on through. Here we do have the C category coming through. It is going to be G Blondale here out of Belgium, right along with Kraus coming out of Germany. Team PTZ with BJ Alfonso let me know that he was going to be jumping into the race today. 167 beats per minute. Newsom there. It doesn't look like there is an attack, though, off the front with M. Rugran coming out of France, and then it will be D. Oritz with an unattached flag. 1 second off the front for that C category. We'll see if they can hold on to that gap. It is opening up to 2 seconds now. This is going to be a threat, I think, for the chasers if they're unable to close this down quickly. Newsom, Whitaker, and then it will be BJ Alfonso trying to bring that back, but 3.7 watts per kilogram steady here. I'm not sure they're going to be able to see them again. Ruger not looking like he's under too much distress either at about 3.4 watts per kilogram, 160 beats per minute there, or it's now falling off pace from that attack coming from the French rider here. So the BRT team, though, starting to get organized there at the front of the race with Potter as well. It looked like there was one other from the BRT. Ferris is there as well. So I have a feeling BRT is going to start to close this down and bring back that attack from Rugran. Or they may not see him again, though. I've seen him go and take these attacks off the front in the past. So we'll have to see if they do bring him back into the fold as they finish up their first lap. Back with the front runners in the A group, though, the A category now just starting to make their way into their second climb now. Sinclair making his presence known at the front, right along with the Melty Man from the KRT team there. Hazelstead there also making his way to the front, positioning themselves so they do not find themselves off the back quickly, as the attacks really do matter right from the get-go out on course when it comes to the climb on the reverse Watopia. You let any kind of second go, and there is a little bit of a draft on these climbs, and so it's really important. And if you do let that gap go at all, you still have to close down that 1 or 2 seconds from that initial attack. So if you find yourself at the back, like Fleetwood here, toward the back of the pack here, steady at about 5.2 watts per kilogram, now starting to kick into 6 watts per kilogram, but as you can see here, up toward the front, he does have a few meters to close down to Orgel as well as Luge. And Mateus here now, as you can see from the bike point coming out of Portugal, and then it is going to be Gammon now, 9 watts per kilogram, getting that kick, and he does have a solid 10, 12, 13, 20 meters over, even 25 meters over a few of the riders now. They're trying to chase him down. So this is a serious attack here coming from Gammon. 6.9 watts per kilogram. Look at the riders starting to drop like flies. Looking from the, let's see if we can get a solid helicopter view and see what the difference looks like here. 4.7 watts per kilogram now as it starts to level out. No longer into that 5 or 6, as it's no longer getting that uphill gradient. That's it. Me done, Fleetwood is saying. And I hate this. Who said I hate this? Augustine saying Cramo. And all of the riders with all kinds of comments coming through as the crazy wattage goes off the front now. Buscelato able to hang on, but Sternfalk now with an arrow power up. The riders are saying, what is going on with the attacks on the front at this point? 10 seconds off the back. There goes Sinclair. There goes Oxenham. Fleetwood there as well. Hazelstead falling off one by one. Fleetwood, though, with a couple of riders to hang out with, may be able to close things down. They all came at the same time. It was like all at exactly the same moment. I hate this. I'm done. Oh my gosh, cramps are coming on. And now it's going to be August. Augustine trying to get back with Fleetwood, Orgill, as well as Oxenham. Let's see if the sprinter can at least sprint it up with these boys as they make their way over the top of the climb. But it is going to be Sternfalk there clawing his way back little by little to get back on terms with Smith, as well as Melty Man, Bushalato, Luge now just killing it for the WBR up at the front, and Gamma from the PTZ team there, 163 beats per minute. And Roger saying, surprised that Oxenham got dropped. Have you found one, or do you want me to try and look too? What's going on there? Set up different chatbot, annoyed with the stream jar. Gotcha, guys. So I use CS Tricks. If you're looking for a good chatbot, I use Scortbot. It is a great one. It's even got some leveling up that you can do. Scortbot is a great chatbot. I would check out Scortbot for sure. It does have integration with Mixer as well as Twitch. If you're looking for a solid chatbot, go ahead and jump in with those. All right, looks like Sternfalk now making his way to the front, able to hang on there, and now actually finds himself at the front end of the race, 4.5 watts per kilogram here, going over the top of the climb for the second time out here today. Mateus right along with Jackson, Gamma, and then Gravdal, Luge, and Smith all making this front group now in and amongst the A racers. Now, you wonder what's going on with the A racers here for the, like, I've got A, B, C, D categories out here. We definitely have different categories that you can be in for your whatever race level that you are, or at least level of ability that you have to race at. And so I believe we have a couple of graphics here that are able to explain exactly what each one of those categories are all about. And so the race categories are as follows. There is actually a little mistake here for the D category. It's actually 2.5 or under, but the 4.0 or higher is the A category for your functional threshold power for your watts per kilogram. That is how many watts you can hold for 1 hour straight, divided by how much you weigh in kilograms, because that's what actually moves the avatars forward in the game. Each avatar has a weight set up by the riders that then has their actual watts pushing that weight forward in the game. So it's about as realistic as you can get for the riders out here, having to push out the wattages that you're seeing in the upper left-hand corner. In the lower and the right-hand side, you do see the riders nearby, and in the riders nearby, we are seeing 3.8, 3.7, 2.7 watts per kilogram. That is actually a math and a ratio that is done in real time, dividing the current watts by how much they weigh in kilograms, actually. So our Gamma here is putting out 4.8 watts per kilogram currently, and we are seeing then from there right along with innovation there with 3.5 max, Evo 2 max there, 4.2. So that is actually a real-time calculation that is estimating their current watts per kilogram. And that is one of the most important ratios or equations that you can have in racing bikes, because this is going to dictate about how quickly your avatar or your real body might be moving in real life there. So watts per kilogram, a ratio that a lot of people look toward when they are trying to measure up their abilities on the bike here. So for the A category, 4.0 or higher, B category 3.2 to 4.0, C category 2.5 to 3.2. For the D category, it's actually 2.5 and under. And then E category is in there as well for everyone. So Gamma there now up at the front here as they're starting their next 2 laps, 2 down and 2 to go. We do have a lead group. It does look like of at least 10 riders or so, it looks like. I'm going to go ahead and see if ZwiftPower.com has updated just yet. It does look like it has now. And the live tab over at ZwiftPower.com, if you have not visited ZwiftPower.com, it's actually a great resource that you should be checking out. I'm going to actually show you guys how this works right now, actually, so that you have an idea for those of you who are new to the world of Zwift racing. ZwiftPower.com is the place to go for all live race results, as well as results after the race. And so I'm going to go ahead and bring up their website here And as you can see here, this is zwiftpower.com. This is when you actually get to the front home page, what you actually see. And if you scroll through here, you can find the race that you're looking for. Currently, we are watching the KISS Europe race, 22 miles, 36 kilometers, A, B, C, and D. 4 laps, Hilly Watopia, as you can see. All 4 categories are going to be tracked. It gives you a cool course profile right from the get-go here. And if you click, we don't have any current results, obviously, or at least results for after the race. But if you click the live tab up in the upper right-hand corner here, you actually get live updates of the race as they go through. Now, I think SwiftPower.com is actually updating. So we're going to wait for the update to come through here. But you also get a live video if you would like to watch, if there is a live broadcast going on. That is coming through. As you can see here, this is actually live broadcast as well as live chat as it comes through as well over at Zwift Community Live. So if you'd like to jump on over there and get all of that data coming through live, you can do so. Guerra here with Bushlato. It looks like Luge, and then it's going to be Straczynski, Sternfalk, and the Melting Man here as they just came through some lap traffic, all at the front end of the race right now in the A category. In the C category, then, we're going to move our way back and see what's going on with them as they make their way onto their second time up and over the top of the Watopia Hilly course. And it looks like D. Potter right along with Murray, Dockrell, Ferris is in there as well. Looks like they did catch a few of the B riders with Whitaker now making his way into this B C category riders. Cantwell now 3.7 watts per kilogram as we look over his shoulder. Looks like Priday and then Kraus Rugeron was caught after his attempt off the front there. Does look like up toward the front now. It is going to be Mears now out of, is that Australia now, 5.7 watts per kilogram. BJ Alfonso now attacking up into that 5.6 watts per kilogram right along with Dockrell from it looks like the UK. Priday out of South Africa about 2 seconds back from BJ Alfonso. BJ really letting his presence be known now for that PTZ team. He's actually the director sportif of the PTZ team, with a solid effort up in at 3.3 watts per kilogram. Now being countered there by Mears, though, as the Australian rider is starting to get a little bit of a gap, about 1 second over the top of the other riders here. 5.1 watts per kilogram, steady here, 161 beats per minute. I have a feeling he may be getting an upgrade out of the C category, as that is crazy. Wattage if he holds on to it, but now fading, so maybe C category level. We'll have to see. We do not have any updates just yet from ZwiftPower.com, so we'll have to wait and see if they do come through. Addison here now 2.4 watts per kilogram on the front, leading things out for the chase here in this C category with Cross now right along with Rugeron and BJ Alfonso. Dockrell now 4.2 watts per kilogram now. Priday and Ferris now at the back of this group, just barely hanging out, it looks like, was as Pratt and Cantwell try to hang on and claw their way back. And as you can see, the groups are just splintered. No Grupo Compacto out on course now at this point. As you can see, the riders are all spread out, and that lets you know that the effort out on course right now is absolutely insane. Every rider just looking for the wheel right in front of them to try and grab a draft as soon as they're no longer bunching up into a group. Now, as you can see, the pace at the front now has definitely slowed because they bunch back up. They get that group going back, Grupo Compacto going again, and definitely slowing the pace. But the riders behind looking for a wheel to just barely hang on to and find a draft. Mears now with a solid 17 seconds, though, and is now getting away. Ferris trying to close that down and win this C category race. As we look over his shoulder, he does have a little bit of a gap over the rest of the riders in this C category. Looking for a solid, there's a solid camera view of what is happening. 4 second gap now. Martin, and it looks like the Shriver here trying to close that down out of Belgium. It looks like Kraus there, the German rider, trying to make his way to the front with Dockrell as well. It does look like Ferris there trying to get away, but it's not going to be happening as Dockrell closes it down quickly with the rest of that C category today. It does look like a couple of comments coming through here. CS Trick saying, I used Short Ride but needed an overlay. Pixel Chat is what I used for a new overlay. Interesting, CS Tricks. For an overlay, Oh, gotcha. You weren't using StreamYard any longer. Understood. Genuine Yard 767. Hoping Swedish mate Eric from PTZ Gamma gets it. Or PTZ Gamma gets it. Johan Gren. Gotcha. So I don't think Gren is actually in the race today. Or is that Johan Gren actually Genuine Yard 767? Is that who that is making the comment there? So he's cheering on, I believe, his mate Gamma. So we'll see if Gamma is about to attack, actually, I believe, as they're heading into their third time up and over the top of the climb here. This game can't be serious. It is Dragon Tamer. These are actually real people on real bikes right now. Pushing the pace at about, this is a real power outage output right now, 369 watts right now, coming from A. Jackson. Luge here actually is coming out of France right now, 7.5 watts per kilogram, pushing the pace right now. As we look over his shoulder here, Mateus, and it looks like Sternfalk, Szerzynski, the Melty Man, Gamma, and it looks like as well as from there, 169 beats per minute. Real heart rates, real wattages, real power numbers being thrown down, 10 watts per kilogram right now from Luge. Now we do have the Melty Man right along with our Gamma here, 7.2 watts per kilogram. Absolutely killing it, 168 beats per minute, coming from the rider out of Portugal now. Massive multiplayer online right now that you're looking at, Dragon Tamer, where they're actually riders from all over the world on actual bikes pushing these wattages that you're seeing right now. So Gamma here for 3.2 watts per kilogram from the PTZ team with 169 beats per minute, trying to break things apart. But the Melty Man out of Canada right now, we'll give him a ride on as he's really letting himself be known in this race today against some serious contenders in the A category. I've seen the Melty Man with some huge gains in the last 2 years, actually making his way through. I believe he started maybe even in the C or B category. Now up toward the front of these A category races, the KRT rider seriously has had a Zwift effect on his racing, and as of recently, he's been making these front groups more and more often. So the KRT rider, the Melty Man here, really. I'm actually rooting for the Melty Man for a solid result today. Let's go for a podium at least there, Melty Man. 160 beats per minute. Gravdale now 40.3 watts per kilogram. Gamma now 3.6, and solid effort from all of the riders. Dragon Tamer, because of that question, let's go ahead and give you a good idea of exactly what's going on here. I think we're gonna have a few tuning in here over at the broadcast, over at Twitch, as well as over at the Mixer channel that have never seen Zwift before. As things are calming down a little bit as they make their way up and over the top of the climb, I think this is going to be the group that is going to form over the top of this climb. Not too many. Actually, the Melty Man is attacking. We'll hold off on that video real quickly here as the Melty Man is kicking up in the 7.7 watts per kilogram, trying to get away here. Looks like we put a little bit of motivation into his legs to try and break things apart. Ephraim from Sweden there, able to close it down very quickly, though it looks like Gamma now suffering on the back and following closely. Sternfalk there from Vision Cycling coming out of Norway there, able to stick to the wheels and hang on. Drafting's real in the game, boys and girls, so all of these riders just looking for a wheel as those at the front drive the pace. A little bit of a gap now over Gravdal. He's got to close it down, and as he does so, the rest of the riders get right back onto his wheel and get pulled right to the front of this race again. Nobody going anywhere just yet in this KISS EU race. As we wait for the riders to make a couple more attacks, let's go ahead and show you what Zwift is all about for those of you just tuning in for the first time out on the broadcast over on Mixer as well as on Twitch. I have a feeling that some of you, this might help a few of you understand exactly what's happening right now. And that is the massive multiplayer online called Zwift that we are looking at right now. Real efforts from real riders from all over the world, indoor cycling outdone and made social, with all these riders able to interact with each other with real life communication of real power into bikes that they're putting out right now, absolutely demolishing each other right now, racing for the win with 1 lap to go. Am I right about that? 1 lap to go, 1 lap to go out on course here. Let's just double check that. Make sure that Nathan's not crazy. No live updates just yet from zwiftpower.com. It is going to be a 36-kilometer race, and that is going to translate over to 22 miles. So 1 lap to go. I was correct. 1 lap to go out on course today. Gamma leading things out with that arrow power-up. The arrow power-up does reduce the drag on the avatar. Power-ups are allowed in this race. You can take power-ups out of the races if you want, just mano a mano, man against man, woman against woman, and the races out there. And but this race is allowing all of the random number games as much as they possibly can, or at least all of the abilities that are available to all the riders in Zwift, that they are allowing them all to be used. You do collect a power up or a XP bonus each time you come through a start finish banner, a sprint banner, or the KOM banner. So there's 3 opportunities out on course for each lap to grab a power-up actually in this race today. It did look like Gamma was not holding up and holding on to that arrow power-up, which is really interesting to see. The Melty Man's got a cheering crowd for sure over at the Mixer channel, and he's giving it as they head into the S's here, actually. He's got a 2-second gap, trying to go from the lap here and go off the front for a full lap. They are doing 11:40 or 12-minute laps, so he's gonna have to have the lap of his life here. But if he's able to hold these boys off and stay steady at about 5 watts per kilogram, we'll have to see if he's got that kind of an FTP here. I'm not sure. We'll have to see. This is a crazy effort off the front, though. Really throwing his cards on the table. Chips are on the table, all in, it looks like, from the Melty Man. I think he knows that over the top of the reverse climb, he might not have the effort to stay with the boys and hang on for that final sprint. But if he can get away and get enough of a gap right here, and the other riders start to have some infighting, and they start to not chase him down, and he gets enough of leeway away from the other riders, he may be able to pull this off. But Gamma, right along with Sternfalk, Vision Cycling, making his way to the front, lose there, 9.8 watts per kilogram. The other teams not letting it happen, and now it looks like it was all for naught as the Melty Man gets pulled back in to the group. 160 beats per minute. And Dragon Tamer, that just made it more confusing in the sense of why this was made possible. Wait, what's going on? What do you mean there, Dragon Tamer? Check out the previous broadcast, like Ian Anderson, Racer Focus. So, why was this made possible? So you mean in order to virtual cycling, real life interaction between people to race each other in a or ride with each other in an online environment. So initially, I'll give a quick explanation as we wait up for the riders to hit the next key point out on course. We're about to see some crazy hype as they head into the reverse Watopia climb for the final time. But initially, the game was developed by a few who were like, man, we really need an indoor training platform that makes indoor training more enjoyable, because what that was currently on offer on the market was just like watching some Tour de France videos, maybe a couple of training programs with a trainer that forces you to do some wattages with like some graphs on the screen. There wasn't a lot out there that made it very entertaining, and there definitely wasn't anything out there that took your effort and matched it against another rider in any kind of visual way that you are able to really interact with other riders online in an environment while you were indoor cycling. Indoor cycling is something that's been going on for, Eddie Merckx was known to ride before winning Tour de France's indoors just because it was such a huge advantage to get that consistency of pedaling and training in, right? So as a training platform, indoor cycling has been a huge thing for a really, really long time. Look at how big spin classes are. Look at how big just buying trainers has been for years and years and years. But with now Zwift coming as an introduction, it's actually now becoming a new way of cycling. Online environments of actually gaming and riding with others in this virtual cycling environment has made the social aspect, along with the competitive aspect and the ability to instantly just have your bike ready to go, throw on your shoes, throw on your shorts, and jump on real quickly to jump on and start riding with other riders from all over the world instantaneously. I kind of say, why wouldn't you do that? And now that they have running, now that they're gonna, I know that they do have rights to rowing. I think that there's going to be a lot more interaction going on in the online environments with physical efforts being put out into there with measurable power. Because now a lot of people will be like, well, why did you do that? You're just kind of controlling an avatar with a controller, or isn't even verifiable power. Actually, wattages like this that you're seeing in the upper left-hand corner, that's actually a objective number in real life. In the same way that you have kilograms or pounds that you are lifting, if you're lifting 50 pounds, I know that if I'm lifting 50 pounds and you go to the gym and you're lifting 50 pounds somewhere, we have the same power output, right? And if that's our max, whatever that we can do, we're about at the same strength. That's a real verifiable objective number, watts there, right? And so because of that, these riders are actually able to have an objective based platform to push each other and race against each other in a virtual environment. So it's not just kind of guessing at it. It's actually like these guys are hammering on each other right now in an A category race, going for the win right now in the KISS Europe race against an international field. When you put it that way, it's kind of like, why wouldn't you make this, right, Dragon? I don't know. At this point, does that help? It's modern age and no more sunbirds. So when they go up the hill, it gets harder on the trainer. Yes, if they have a smart trainer, Dragon, they do actually feel the resistances from the smart trainer, if you have a smart trainer. Now, at the same time, though, they do have to carry the same body weight, though, or the same avatar weight up the climbs, actually, with the wattages. And so, wattage is wattage, and if they are on a smart trainer or they're on a strain gauge power meter, it's still going to have to be the same effort, even if they don't feel the resistance. I hope that that makes sense, but wattage is wattage, and as long as they have to put out the same amount of wattage, it doesn't really matter whether or not they feel the resistance, because you can just shift around. Now, feeling the resistance is an extra bonus because you get that real world feel, and you actually get, as long as you've got a little bit of a pushback on you, there's actually a little bit of an advantage if you feel the resistance sometimes for some riders who get a more motivation to push against that climb as they are hitting this 5, 6, 7% gradient right now. We do see Alexis Luge from the WBR team right along with Argama from PTZ. This is the moments of truth out here on course now. The last time up on the top, the reverse Watopia, 3.6% gradient. Now it does go into a little bit of downhill. People are going to be looking for that draft now at this point, as this is a tactical climb because there's a couple of kicks with a couple of downhills, and then it flattens out and they grab right back onto that avatar. There's drafting in game just like in real life. So Melting Man here looking for that wheel as the WBR Alexis Luge rider comes right on through, and it's still Grupo Compacto. What a group here. They've been putting out these efforts every single time, 4 times up on the top of that climb, and still it hasn't been broken apart completely just yet. Still 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 riders still in and amongst this front group right now, looking for the W in the KISS Europe race today. Gargama now from the PTZ. Will it be PTZ? Will it be WBR? Is it going to be Bike Point with Mateus here? Will it be Innovation still hanging out there? Vision Cycling still with one in and amongst the group right now, but it's KRT, the Melty Man. He's got the crowd definitely cheering for him out there today, with Strzinski, though, coming from Team Poland now. We'll give Strzinski a ride on, a participator in the CVR over in London in the real life racing here. And now we're going to see, though, what's happening with Gama now. going out the front. He's got the arrow power up. The RNG is in his favor, boys and girls. Looking for the gap now, and that is reducing the drag on his avatar. And he's got 27 miles per hour, 300, 400 watts to give, but Luge now closing that down with that feather power up, 6.1 watts per kilogram. Straczynski now also with the kick in that 7 watts per kilogram. The Melty Man now hanging on. Smart drafting here coming from him, not throwing down too many watts, making sure to just use that draft as much as he can. 30 miles per hour. Now back up the front, though. We are still again seeing riders attacking left and right. A counter attack coming from Gravdown now out of Norway here. We're seeing another arrow power up, but will there be any in reserve with an attack up and over the top? If they do not break things apart on this section of the course, I have a feeling we're going to see those attacks that we usually see up and over the top of the climb. And then on the other side, the arrow power up on the downhill, always a huge favorite for those riders looking to get away in the last 1 or 2 kilometers. But Straczynski off the back here, looks like these boys are in a spot of bother, not able to hang on. Melty Man just barely able to jump back on, but they've got a gap now. These riders are just barely hanging on. 8 watts per kilogram here coming from Luge now, and this is a rider who's seen many a podiums out on Zwift. We haven't seen him in a while here as he's in the old school WBR kit still, but Luge 7.3 watts per kilogram, 180 beats per minute, not going anywhere just yet. They're from there hanging on. Nobody able to get the gap over the top of the climb. Does look like Sternfalk looking for a little reprieve as he kicks it up over the top, and now 0 watts per kilogram coming from him. But now here comes Evo 2 Max, the Jackson with the action off the front now. As you can see, innovation now 6.2 watts per kilogram, 182 beats per minute, breaks things apart immediately. Straight line though between the riders as they are trying to hang on to that attack from the innovation boy on the front there. Solid effort from him, but nobody going anywhere just yet. It's all Grupo Compacto. Looks like we're going to have a sprint finish today, boys and girls. Still, with 10 riders for the W, who's going to take it? Will it be PTZ? Will it be Innovation? Will it be Team Poland with Straczynski? Or the Melty Man? Luge is in there as well with WBR. Vision Cycling with Sternfalk. Let's hear it. What is your prediction today between the riders out there? Let's hear your prediction for the race right now. They still got about 1K to go. We've got Alexis Luge off the front a little bit, 7 watts per kilogram with another attack. We're seeing Eric from Wallström. Wallström's voting for Sweden out there today. Will it be From? We're gonna have to see if he's right about that. From there, 4.3, 4.0, playing it smart actually at the front there with that drafting power up. But Jackson now Jackson actually killing it now with Luge there, 7 watts per kilogram. But is it gonna be Innovation now? Straczynski starting to kick. He's got an arrow power up. There's an arrow power up coming from Innovation as well though, as Evo 2 Max is killing it at the front there. Now the Melting Man, but there goes Sternfalk, 15 watts per kilogram, just waiting for this moment. The Vision Cycling boys going off the front, absolutely killing it, but the Melting Man's got the arrow power up, but not enough. Sternfalk followed by Melting Man, and I believe it was either Gamma or Straczynski. Sternfalk with that kick timed just perfectly to get just enough of a gap. He opened up like a 1 or 2 second gap with 15 watts per kilogram. Perfect timing there from Sternfalk. Takes the W today for Vision Cycling. Then it was the Melting Man almost able to pull it off. 192 beats per minute, 0 watts per kilogram. You know that he is just bent over those bars right now, looking for some oxygen and trying to drop that heart rate right back down. What an effort there from the riders. We do have a few more now starting to make their way to the line, as we do have 1 lap to go for a couple of these riders as they make their way around now. We are still looking for the other contingent of A riders as they make their way to the line. Smith there, it looks like, with Sinclair trying to chase him down. Bucciolato and Oxenham 39 seconds back. Does look like Kay Augustine here going to be setting up for a sprint for the chase group, but it is a lone rider here off the front actually in the A category with C. Smith from Innovation. Solid effort coming from him. The Kiwi now making his way to the line, just 43 seconds up from him. So, and now we are seeing a whole lot of comments coming in through the chat right now. Melty Man won the SCR summer race yesterday, Martin says. Really? Wow, nice job. Great effort there from Melty Man yesterday. Thanks a lot, Martin, for tuning in there and letting us know. Let's see any of the other questions that may be coming through here. I am seeing Kerry Conenberry was cheering on Szerzynski. Andrew Benke saying very international field. I did Kids Down Under this morning. I think I got a chest cold. Couldn't take full breath. Sorry to hear that, Andrew Benke. Sick and missed my bike. Go Luge, Lee Prouty is saying. So he was cheering on Alexis Luge out there. But it is going to be Innovation now making his way to the line. Solo effort, TT effort here coming from him. And Lee Prouty says, what's Zwift? Good to see you over there. Avoiding work, Lee, and you, Andrew Benke. And I love to see you there avoiding work and hanging out with us at the broadcast over at Zwift Community Live Facebook. Good to see all you hanging out over at the Mixer channel as well. We do have a few questions, it looks like, and comments coming through, but it does look like it is going to be no questions asked as Kay Augustine is able to make his way to the line. First place with them BMX sprints now, as it is going to be Bushalato following it up there for second in this sprint with Oxenham, and then Sinclair to the line. All right, at the front end of the B category now, I believe we are going to be having, moving my way forward, they're just heading into their next time up and over the top of the climb. Stansholm here from Vision with Race WBR a little ways off the front from him. So it does look like it is going to be Mikkel Stansholm absolutely killing it right now. Arlaw making his way to the line for the PTZ team. Nice job to him in the A category, giving us a little sprint ahead of Pelosi. Solid effort from him. But now in the B category, it is going to be Race WBR here with M. Venter actually off the front from that Chase group. But it is going to be Grant from WBR with Innovation here. M. Gower actually going backwards from Grant, though, trying to hang on to this gap. But now it is going to be Carmeliet right along with D. Crisp. A whole lot of riders here, actually. Rigdervald now in the, actually, that was all kinds of wrong. This is the front end of the B category now, I believe, as a lot of familiar faces with Bringdeval, right along with Fagerland, and then it's going to be Tucker there from the KRT team as they're making the way up over the top of the climb for their final time in the B category, actually, coming out of Sweden here. And it looks like it will be Christensen with A Tough from Innovation and Carlson. A lot of Innovation boys, actually, in amongst this group as we are seeing Curtis there from the BRT team as well. And now Beamy Snowland, good to see you hanging out over at the broadcast over on Mixer. Thanks a lot for tuning in. Really appreciate your presence here. We are seeing, 19 watts per kilogram there from Goatley. Solid effort there from him. Penguin with, I'm not sure. We'll leave that one alone. We'll leave that alone. As we're heading into the final, though, here for the B category, A Pain. Now, putting the pain into the legs of the other B category riders coming from Innovation right now. The Vikings, though, making themselves known at the front end in that Amgen Tour of California kit there. And then one other Innovation boy will be, I believe, Rigdervald now also up and over the top of the climb. Carlson able to just hang on with Curtis. Looks like they are going to be dropping off Barth, maybe just barely, but Tough now. Not hanging tough as A Tough goes off the back, trying to hang on to Mason, but it is a 3-second gap. I don't think they're going to see the front end of this group again. Christensen there from Innovation now, right along with Bringdeval. And now it's going to be a front group of about 7 riders lining up for the sprint in this B category today. So it does look like we do have a Crystal Haggard spotted out on course. Whoa, we got all kinds of upside down. What is going on suddenly underground? Well, as we wait for that to fix, going to go ahead and give a ride on to Crystal Hager. Good to see her out on course today. Zwift employee hanging out at the start-finish line. Looks like she's just about to get her ride going here. And it looks like we are all set here for the sprint, though, for the riders in this B category. Bringdeval now from the Vikings team there up toward the front, with B. Curtis from BRT. Who's it going to be? Innovation, BRT, or the Vikings to the line? Is there going to be an early sprint or kick there from these boys? I'm not sure we're going to see that just yet. Carlson now up toward the front. Innovation now starting to lead things out. We are seeing Carlson with an early attack. Arrow power up, 10 watts per kilogram coming from Carlson. 182 beats per minute. Looking over his shoulder. He does have the gap there. It is 1 second. Not sure he's going to be seen again up and out of the saddle. 1,000 watts to give. Carlson with that effort going to be winning this B category for sure today. Brindleval there as well from the Vikings team, 3 seconds back. I think he's going to be taking the second place there, right ahead of Barth. Not going to be nipped at the line. Innovation going to be taking that fourth and fifth spot. Brindleval there for, it looks like, third place out there today. We'll have to wait for ZwiftPower.com to update for the results. As we wait for that update in the live results, we'll go through them as soon as they are here with us. I'm not sure that they're updating, though. There might have been something going on with the results today for some reason. I'm not sure what's going on there, but we do have a few more making their way to the line here in the B category. Crisp now just gonna barely catch it as Chris now makes his way across the line. Nice job to him with a solid 11:43. Is that right? Oh my goodness, absolutely killing it. The sprint jersey, the KOM, and the it looks like fastest lap as well. Now we're stuck. Oh boy. Let's see if we can get back in with the races, For those of you who are just tuning in, this might be a good opportunity for us to show you a few of the features that are in Zwift. I know some of you were wondering what this game is. Here's user customization. Got all kinds of jerseys that you can open up, as well as bikes and wheels. Zwift Concept Bike is what I'm currently riding right here. You can spray paint it different colors. Lots of different bikes that you can unlock with different levels that you do unlock them with, as well as different accomplishments that you can do. This is how you actually pair to the game. This is your power sources. If I had my power source on next to me here, it would be through my bike with a power meter, or a smart trainer, your heart rate, or a speed sensor in a classic trainer. The controllable trainer is also the smart trainer that does actually give you the feel of the real world, or the world that you are riding in at that time. You also have a cool little menu here that you put all of your information in. You want to put in your weight as well as your FTP. My FTP is kind of low right now, guys. I'm 301 watts, but I of course, being the proud man I am, I gotta say, what's going on with your FTP, Nathan? You also want to put in your height, as it does matter for in game for the wind resistance that you get. It also keeps track of your totals up here, as you can see, your miles, your time, your calories for this ride, as well as your totals overall for forever. And there are a bunch of achievements in game as well that you can get. 35 that I've unlocked, all kinds of cool stuff that you can do in game as far as achievements go. All right, let's get back in with the racers for the C categories. I believe they're going to be making their way to the line here momentarily. Let's see if we can bring that in. We do have a few more riders for the B category making their way. It does look like it is going to be a sprint finish between Guerra to the line. 28 seconds up, or back, excuse me, 8 seconds up from Venter. And then it will be Venter from the WBR. WBR still chasing him down here, as this is a huge group now. We are seeing now P. Tiz right along with Spar Shot, 13 watts per kilogram. Looks like Spar Shot's going to be taking it there out of the UK. So Jason, though, almost able to grab that wheel and go right around, but it will be M. Spar Shot as part of that B category race. Moving our way back, I am looking for that C category. We'll see if we can find them at the front end. And I'm not sure we're going to be able to find them. We got all kinds of mixed up out there today. So we did have a couple more questions coming through about what this is. We'll go ahead and run a couple of promos for things that are happening in Zwift right now. The Zwift Academy, of course, has launched the men's and the women's program. So let's go ahead and show you guys what that is all about. I think that's going to be it from me today. If you'd like to sign up for the Zwift Academy for the men's and the women's, you can head on over to academy.zwift.com. That is actually a competition currently going on for all women as well as men. For men that are under 23, I believe it is U23 only, are able to actually grab a pro contract, actually, U23 riders. So head on over to academy.zwift.com for more information on that. But it is a competition for a pro contract for men and women. For the women's team, it will be for the Canyon SRAM team 2018 U28 team, as well as the Dimension Data Continental Pro team, actually, for the men's side for U23 riders. So awesome competition. It's also all about a community of riders pushing each other on, actually, through the program of Zwift. There'll be group rides, races, and all kinds of different things that you need to participate in order to complete the program. So this is last year's Zwift Academy for the Women's Zwift Academy. And that'll be it from me today. Tomorrow we will have Zuzkana's women's introductory ride. It's open to men and women, but it is a women's gateway ride that it is named, put on by Zwift Fitness. She'll be running that live here on Zwift Community Live. Make sure to check that out over at the events, zwift.com/events, as well as on our broadcast schedule at zwiftcommunitylive.com. All right, we'll see you guys all real soon with that ride tomorrow with Zuzkana. Also, some updates on my personal channel. Quick little shout out. We've got a lot going on over the weekend with a new partnership with Dauntless. So make sure to check that out if you want to ever find me, Nathan Guerra. It's really easy. It's just Nathan Guerra at all of my all the places that I broadcast. So mixer.com/Nathan Guerra or twitch.com.tv/Nathan Guerra. All right. See you guys all real soon.
Last year, Zwift Academy opened its doors, launching a groundbreaking worldwide talent search to find the next pro rider for Canyon SRAM racing. The competition exceeded all expectation. Over 1,200 women from 51 countries signed up to take the challenge in Zwift. In a truly grand finale, on the island of Majorca at Canyon SRAM's training camp, Leah Thorvaldsen of Little Rock, Arkansas, was crowned 2016 Zwift Academy champion and the newest member of Canyon SRAM Racing. This year, it could be you.
Oh wow, I could have a shot at a pro contract, but it's for anyone. It's a huge step forward in your own fitness, and so it's not all just about the one person who's going to get a pro contract. It's a win for everyone who's involved.
Zwift Academy is this great program where Zwift is trying to get the women more involved. It's just this huge, to me, a great community. There's women coming up going, I get how this could fit into my life.
What I think is so nice about Zwift Academy, I really think that it was inspiring lots of women to take part in this adventure. Maybe they've gone far beyond their own expectations.
How far I got in Zwift, there were 1,200 females that joined, and there were 100 females that finished Zwift, and I can't believe I was one of them.
Yes, it's hard, but come on, you can do it, you know, just do your best. Because it's not just the physical side, it's the determination and to boost your confidence in anything else you do, not just cycling.
Find out how strong you really are. Find new friends from around the world. Find out if you have what it takes to go pro.
Do not wait, just follow your dreams.
Be the best cyclist you can be. Head over to academy.zwift.com to find out more and sign up today.